It's top to bottom. So apparently the CEO of the LA Department of Water and Power is a woman named Janice Quinones. She makes $750,000 a year. And she essentially held a presser talking about how, well, I mean, people were using too much water and that's why we ran out.
Oh my
And
God.
so naturally, she is somebody that was recommended for the job.
What are
by none other than Karen Bass. And here she is at the presser talking about, well, here's what we're going to do now. Why didn't you do the shit before? You knew the fire was coming. You knew it was high risk.
Right.
Here she is talking about what they're doing now.
we doing now? We're sending about 20 water tanks for our construction crews full of water to support the fire department. We identify other areas on our system where our tankers can refill. It takes about 30 minutes to refill about 4,000 gallons of water, and we're constantly moving that water to the fire department to get them as much water as we can.
Okay.
$750,000 a year this broad makes.
Yep.
Plus the benefits. I can't even imagine the benefits.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
For a job in serving serving the people of LA. You guys, I don't, that's absurd. Like listen, I know that people that are in firefighting and stuff, they should make good money, but $750,000 a year, what are we doing?
And she's a CEO of the entire LA Water Department.
What the hell?
I just don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And again, she was recommended for that job by Karen Bass, who was confronted. It seems like the press is starting to get a little impatient with the lack of leadership. And they were really pressing her. I think this is a CBS reporter who was pressing her on her trip to Ghana. Here is that exchange.
LA County is in a panic state. It began 2 days ago with the Palisades fire. My crew and I arrived shortly after it started. And for several hours, we watched as hundreds of homes in a neighborhood burned to the ground. We did not see a single fire engine. We watched as Good Samaritans guided traffic. There was fear and there was a lot of confusion. You were out of the country at the time. Shortly after the fire started, a press release was put out warning of this fire behavior. My question to you is, what explains this lack of preparation and rapid response?
Let me just say, first and foremost, my number one focus, and I think the focus of all of us here with one voice, is that we have to protect lives, we have to save lives, and we have to save homes. Rest assured that let me finish. Rest assured, when that is done, when we are safe, when lives have been saved and homes have been saved, we will absolutely do an evaluation to look at what worked, what didn't work, and to correct or to hold accountable any body, department, individual, etc. But my focus right now is on the lives and on the homes.
Do you think your leadership was effective while responding to this disaster?
I just said what I believe is the most important thing for us to do right now, and that is going to continue to be my focus. Thank you.
Look away. Look away. Don't pay attention to me. Just look away.
I mean, that's neat that you're going to do like a full investigation, full accounting. The question was, why the hell were you in Ghana? It's a pretty easy question. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
she's not going to answer it. Will she ever have to answer? Will she ever have to answer it? I don't know. I've lost faith in all of these people.
Yeah,
you know, and I've lost faith in the whole accountability aspect.
I know.
Of it. I want, like, she'll probably get a pension the rest of her life on the taxpayer dole. You know what I mean? Because I just don't have a lot of faith in this.
And their priorities, as we've mentioned time and time again, are so freaking screwed up. Look at this tweet from Retro Coast saying the 30,000 people evacuated by the Palisades wildfire in California have no shelters to go to because all the shelter space is being taken up by illegals.
Oh my gosh. You can't, I mean, it's just awful. Like GTFO.
Right?
Can you imagine being one of those people?
Oh my God.
That is displaced from your home, and then you're looking, you're like, oh, illegals are more important than me? Oh, of course they are. Of course they're more important.
And again, these failures are top to bottom. Here's just another example of that. So this was from the Washington Post, quoting an LA County councilwoman who said when the latest fires erupted, the city had nearly 100 fire trucks and ambulances out of service because they don't have enough mechanics to fix them. I mean, this seems like stuff that you need to be worrying about well ahead of any fire.
Would think, especially if you make $750,000 a year. Yeah. You think that you would maybe be doing your job every day, maybe not, or like just doing your job and maybe not going to Ghana and places like that. Maybe making sure like you do this stuff before you go to Ghana, maybe doing that. But you know who has, fire trucks and ambulances and enough mechanics? Ukraine.
Right. In fact, they have some of LAFD's supplies.
Right.
Make that make sense.
They're fine.
And no knock on Elon, but another problem that was contributing to the spread of fires in the LA area was apparently related to electric car batteries. So read this from Elizabeth McDonald at Fox.
New major problem now with electric car batteries in the LA fires exploding and reigniting with thousands of gallons of scarce water needed to extinguish each. Fire pros warn the electric car and truck lithium ion batteries Joe Biden, Governor Newsom, and Democrats pushed in California and the U.S. repeatedly reignite due to a chain reaction phenomenon called thermal runaway. Unlike gas car batteries, the chemical reactions inside lithium batteries create their own oxygen, meaning they can produce, I know, right, enough oxygen to sustain reignited fires. This makes extinguishing these fires particularly challenging as typical methods like smothering with, say, dirt may not be effective. Plus, using salt ocean water to extinguish these fires reignites the battery flames. Oh my gosh. Firefighters are left to literally burying these flaming electric cars to put them out.
It's just nuts.
To burying them?
That's the only way they can get the fires to stop. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but people get mad when I drive an old Ford F-150.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hurting the environment.
I'm just not a fan of any of the... I get the appeal of the Tesla and all that stuff. I get it, but it's not for me. Not for me.
I'm just not. I'm not an EV person. Yeah, I'm just not.
You guys know we've talked a lot about one of our best sponsors, Brickhouse Nutrition, which is who gives us Field of Greens. And I know you guys know we've told you lots and lots about Field of Greens. Well, from those same people, Brickhouse Nutrition, there is a new weight loss supplement called Lean. Look at that. So this is cool because it's kind of like you just take 3, they give you the supply. It's a supplement that you take after breakfast. You take 3 of them. And it's for people like if you have, not like you're morbidly obese, but you have like a moderate amount of weight that you would like to lose. And you are afraid of injections. Cause like I'm one of those, I would be afraid of the injections. There's so many side effects.
I wouldn't want to do that either.
But this is for people who would maybe be tempted by the injections but are afraid of the side effects, because those shots work in part by lowering your blood sugar and regulating your appetite. And that's exactly what this supplement does. So the science behind Lean, super impressive. Its natural studied ingredient targets weight loss in similar ways as the injections do. It helps you maintain healthy blood sugar. It helps control your cravings and your appetite. And it helps burn fat by converting fat to energy. So it does all of these things. I'm going to be starting this because I have had to be such a freaking slug ever since I can't walk. Since August, I haven't been able to move my body in a meaningful way. And so I'm going to be trying this and I'm pretty stoked about it. And if you want to try it with me, you should just visit takelean.com and use code CHICKS20 to get the discount. CHICKS20 at takelean.com. If you're afraid of the injections, I don't blame you. Why not try this? takelean.com. And then this was amazing too. Yesterday, the California legislature decided to call itself into a special session. And on the face of it, you hear that headline and you think, well, good. If there was any time that ever called for a special session, it's now when California is literally burning to the ground. But what was the special session called for? To strategize against Trump policies. It had nothing to do with the fires. And so there was a reporter, her name's Ashley, who went after the Speaker of the House of the California House about that, really, really going after him hard. And he had trouble answering this question. Check out this exchange, and good on her for having it.
I could take a couple of questions. I do have to jump on a call here in a few minutes.
With that, I mean, with what you just mentioned and kicked off here, is now the right time to have a special legislative session on allocating money to fight Trump in a way that you could already do without a special legislative session?
So I'm here to address these wildfires. This is a historic wildfire. This is a historic event. These wildfires, as I mentioned, are going to be quite possibly some of the worst wildfires and disasters in state and national history.
While this wildfire is happening, and while people are trying to understand what's going on and are worried about disaster relief, worried about the ability to get homeowners insurance, your chamber gavelled into a special legislative session to prepare for Donald Trump in a way that you are already able to do without a special legislative session. So again, is now the right time for that?
So certainly our focus right now is Speaker Ashley. At this moment, my colleagues and I, we are acting with great urgency to ensure that we're providing much needed relief to Angelenos, to ensure that we understand what it's going to take for this region to recover, and to support those that have been most impacted by this disaster. The response from our first responders has been unprecedented. And they're doing all that they can to control and contain, again, these multiple fires. They're doing whatever they can to ensure that that they're keeping people safe now, and again, in anticipation and in preparation for recovery. And as a state, as a legislature, we will do everything we can to support that recovery.
He's reading from a script.
Yeah.
It's just so blatantly obvious that's what he's doing. And wow, what an insincere jerk.
Right?
It's
all
just,
like this. They're
oh
all
God,
like this.
they're lizard people. It's so gross. All of them are lizards.
Yeah. Just unbelievable. And then there was an amazing moment yesterday where Gavin Newsom was like walking in a neighborhood or whatever, and a woman who'd been impacted deeply by the fires chased him down to demand to know what he's going to do. And this asshat lied to her and said he was on the phone with the president dealing with it at that moment. And when she calls him out, he's like, well, I'm trying to get a hold of him. And so amazingly, some people are saying that this clip actually makes him look good because he shows compassion and he talks to her and he doesn't turn her away. I think he looks like a complete asshat, but I think there's not much he could say that would make me think otherwise at this point. So you can watch it and decide for yourself, but just know that initially he says, I'm on the phone with the president, which is a blatant freaking
Governor,
lie.
you got a second? Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the
Why
call.
is the president not taking your call?
What a dick.
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it.
Cell-service.
Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing the school.
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
To
everything
fill the
I can.
hydrants. I would fill them up personally, you know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
He wants to get away from her.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to make the call to address everything I can right now, including making sure people
I'd
are
like
safe.
to make sure you do. Can I have an opportunity to at least tell people you're doing what you're saying you're doing? Could somebody have a contact? Can I have your contact information?
Right there.
Lady, just come to grips with the fact that he's a complete lying asshat.
Yeah.
He's not helping you. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about your family. Like, the sooner you can absorb that, the better. It's like, just realize it.